Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Please Tutorials. Please, watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. It is very, very important. Now, as you're watching it, please endeavor to click the notification bell so that when I upload the new content, you will be aware. Now, we are still treating cell in biology. Now, I've done the introductory part of it. I've given us the meaning of cell, the history of the cell, and the cell theory. Right now we shall be treating the plant cell. Okay, the plant cell, you can see that the plant cell is what? Rectangular in shape. Now you have here number one organelle called the Golgi Bodies. The Golgi Bodies are found in both plants and animals, and they are responsible for the manufacturing of lysosomes. They manufacture lysosome, and also they are responsible for the formation of the membranes that are found in the endoplasmic reticulum, and they also manufacture the cellulose that is found in the cell wall of green plants. So please take note of this. The cell wall of a green plant is made up of what? Cellulose. Cellulose. Okay? But the cell wall of fungi, is made up of what? Chitin. Take note of that too. Chitin. The cell wall of normal green plant is made of cellulose, but in saprophyte you have what? Chitin. Please take note of that. The cell wall provides what? Rigidity. It provides protection to the internal delicate what? Organelles found in the cell. Now you have the nuclear pore. The nuclear pore is an opening that is found in the nucleus. Now you now have what? The cell membrane. Another word for the cell membrane is called what? Plasma lemma. Jambites. Take note of this. Another name for this cell membrane is called what? Plasma lemma. And it's responsible for the movement of materials in and out of the cell. It is responsible for the movement of food materials in and out of the cell. It acts as a selective permeable membrane. That is, it decides the kind of materials that enter the cell and that leave the cell. It's selective permeable membrane, and it also protects the cytoplasm. You know that cytoplasm is that fluid-like portion of the cell that suspends every other organelles. The fluid that the cytoplasm has is called cytosol. The cytosol is the fluid that is found in the cytoplasm where all other organelles are suspended. That is the function of what? The cell membrane. We have normal endoplasmic reticulum. When ribosomes are attached to an endoplasmic reticulum, it is called what? Rough endoplasmic reticulum. When ribosomes are attached to a given endoplasmic reticulum, it is called what? Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what are the functions of this endoplasmic reticulum? They are responsible, that is, they provide protection to normal endoplasmic reticulum, and they provide surface. They provide surface for the attachment of what? Ribosomes. They provide surface for the attachment of what? Ribosomes. And the next one is what? The mitochondria. The mitochondria of a cell is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Is known as the powerhouse of the cell, and this mitochondria is made up of enzymes and DNA. That is deoxyribonucleic acid. It is made up of enzyme and DNA called what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Please take note of that. It is inside this enzyme that cellular respiration occur. Phosphorylation, tissue or cellular respiration, they all occur inside the mitochondria. Please, it is known as the powerhouse of the cell, and it is a site where energy is produced in the form of what? ATP. All right, it is the site where energy is produced in the form of what? ATP, adenosine triphosphate. And the next one is what? The chromatids. And the chromatids are the invisible parts of the cell that has not fully developed into what? A chromosome. Now, which means that chromatids are the invisible parts of the cell. Now, when the chromatids condense, they form what? Chromosomes. All right, take note of that. You now have the nucleus. The nucleus of a cell produces the ribosomes for protein synthesis, which means that the nucleus is what is responsible for the production of what? Ribosomes for protein synthesis. The function of ribosomes is to enhance the production or the manufacturing of what? Protein. Take note of that. Then the vacuole is called the cell sap. All right, it is a region where materials are found stored. Materials are found stored in the vacuole. All right, waste products are also found stored in the vacuole. Now you now have the nucleus. Now please, the membrane that surrounds this vacuole is called tonoplast. Tonoplast. Tonoplast is the membrane that surrounds the vacuole. Take note of that. It is very, very important. Now you now have the chloroplast. The chloroplast of a cell is a region where photosynthesis occurs. That is where photosynthesis occurs. That is production of food by green plants. Photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast and never in the chlorophyll. Take note of that. The chlorophyll is just a green pigment that the chloroplast is made up of, but the actual photosynthesis occurs inside the chloroplast. Please take note of that. Then the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is devoid of ribosomes. Smooth, it does not have ribosome, and it manufactures fats or lipid molecules. That is fat molecules. It's responsible for the manufacturing of what? Fat. Now the chloroplast, it has different pigments. Now we have the leucoplast. The leucoplast is a colorless plastids that fats or that starch or lipids are found stored in a plant. I said the leucoplast. Let me write it out, please. Leucoplast. The leucoplast of a cell is the colorless plastids where starch or lipids are found stored. Now we now have the chromoplast. Chromoplast. The chromoplast is what is responsible for the color of the petal. You know that the petal of a plant is the eye-catching part of the flower, which enhances what? Pollination. All right, so that is for that. Now we have treated all the organelles found in the plant cell. Please, that reminds me, take note. We have the meristem. Now the meristem is a region of cell division in plants. It is made up of actively dividing cells. The meristem is a region of cell division in plants because it is made up of cells that are capable of what? Dividing. There are three types of meristem: the apical meristem, the intercalary meristem, and the lateral meristems. These are the types of what? Meristems. Now please take note of that. You can see that this plant cell has both the cell wall and what? The cell membrane. But animals, they lack cell wall. Animal lack cell wall. The plant has both cell wall and what? Cell membrane. Now let me bring out the organelles that are absent in animal cell. Animal cells do not have cell wall. Animal cells do not have chloroplast. Okay, animal cells do not have chloroplast, and they do not have what? They do not have meristems. All right, but centrales, nice, centrals. All right, the region of cell division in plants is called meristem, but the region of cell division in animals is called what? Centrales. Please take note of that. At this point, we'll call it a day. Now, please, another name, I told us before, another name for the cell membrane is called what? Plasma lemma. Take note of that. It is very... Now, what are the similarities of the plant and animals? So that is, what do they have in common? Both of them, they have Golgi bodies, they have cell membrane, they have nuclear pore, they have rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they have mitochondria, they have chromatids, they have nucleus, they have nucleus. In plant cell, there is presence of what? Large vacuole. Plant cell has large vacuole, but animal cell has small vacuole. And ribosomes are present in both plant and animal cells. Lysosomes are present in animal cell, but they're absent in plant cell. Smooth Endoplasmic is also present in both plant and animal. Please, I did not explain this nucleus. The nucleus is the part that stores hereditary material. They'll ask you, why is the nucleus the most important part of the cell? It is simply because it stores genetic materials. Inside the nucleus, there is DNA, there is the RNA, there is the gene. So that is why it is called the most important part of the cell. I told us in our previous class that the nucleus and the cytoplasm, oh, I did not indicate it too. Please, the inside of the cell is called cytoplasm. That is cytoplasm. All right. Now, the nucleus and cytoplasm will produce what? Protoplasm, which is known as the living content of the cell. Please, thanks for watching and do have a wonderful day. Endeavor to subscribe.